All right, Allergy and Asthma Center of Western Colorado. Quick look at this. Grass and mold are on the increase. They're taking the place of trees, which were dominant in May, started dropping off in early June, and now here we are with low tree pollen. Again, weeds haven't really made an appearance yet, but we've had a lot of growth. We've had a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, so I suspect weeds will bunch up a little bit here in a bit. Now, don't forget, if you're a renter or a homeowner, you need to take care of those weeds. You can't let them grow too high. So just keep an eye on that as we progress into the summer. Speaking of summer, we're not quite there yet. We're still dealing with spring, and as such, we have spring-like conditions today. A very typical spring day in, well, early June. Here we are with mid-80s at Grand Junction and Delta, low 80s at Montrose. High temperatures for the day haven't been realized, but not much warmer than where we are right now. And we're going to experience a lot of these temperatures. Mid-50s, mid-80s for Grand Junction, low 50s, low 80s for Montrose. That's right where we should be for this time of the year. We're not going to deviate all that much from that temperature spread. So fairly consistent through the weekend and into next week. Now, we will have some subtle differences, subtle drops in temperatures, but for the most part, tomorrow afternoon, very much of the same conditions across the western slope as we wrap up the work week. So that'll get us into the weekend. I know there's a lot going on, a lot of festivals, a lot of outdoor activities, lots of things to do outside. So just be mindful. Don't forget to bring your sunblock, bring your water, and stay hydrated, stay safe, stay blocked up, protect your skin. Wind speeds right now, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Top gusts of the day today, nowhere near where we were yesterday afternoon. Of course, we really don't have the storms today to associate those stronger winds with. So we're just looking at 20 to 25 miles per hour. We'll keep that 20 to 25 mile per hour wind profile going throughout the rest of this work week into the upcoming weekend. Any storms that do develop could kick out some stronger gusts, but those are going to be tied. Those are going to be anchored to the mountain zones, the higher terrain, mesas, plateaus also included on that. And most of that activity is going to be occurring today across the divide and further to the east. Now, tomorrow, we could see some of that activity start to bleed into the western slope, but again, there's no real guarantee that we're going to have rain showers, so I'm going with a dry forecast. Radar right now shows just that, dry on the western slope, no storms on the sweep, and then a little bit of activity, very isolated in nature, right around the divide region and even into the Gunnison area, the Gunnison County mountainous zone. So with that being the case, we're expected to be very quiet, and if you're thinking about getting out tonight to do a little stargazing, ideal conditions. So sweeping across the Grand Valley, quiet. Same thing with the Uncompahgre Valley. You get out tonight, mostly clear conditions to totally clear conditions, a light breeze, nice temperatures, and clear sky. So look up, you'll see a lot. There's a lot going on here on the western slope. We don't expect much through the midnight hour. Again, same with that clearing all the way through sunrise tomorrow. Getting into the tomorrow afternoon period, still some lingering moisture, not a ton available. And with the heat of the day, we'll put some of these storms isolated at best across the higher terrain, probably see a storm or two briefly on the Uncompahgre Plateau, some of our mountains to the east. And that'll be how we wrap up our work week. That'll be our Friday afternoon. Current position of our most recent weather maker in northern Nevada, very slow, but it's going to continue lifting further to the north tomorrow afternoon. By pulling away from us, we'll see some of those storms scattered in the mountains tomorrow afternoon, but really the expectation is we're going to end the work week on a dry note. We've got Special Olympics in Grand Junction tomorrow. Fantastic conditions, fantastic reason to get out Friday night and enjoy and cheer on those athletes. Once we get into Saturday, our weather maker is going to fade off towards the northwest, and we start to look at yet another very similar low pressure system developing off of Southern California, another cutoff low. So that'll park itself off the coast Saturday and into Sunday, and then it'll slowly start to migrate into our region. Well, it'll start to affect our region for the beginning of next week. I still think we're going to be rather on the dry side of things, and it won't be until we get into the middle and late of next week that we see experience a little dip in the temperatures, low 80s for some locations. So with that being the case, we're going to look towards rain opportunities to return, yes, on Tuesday, but also returning by this time next week. We could see a pattern shift in that we will probably introduce some showers and thunderstorms. Now, Grand Junction, we are starting to push our temperatures up, so by the end of the weekend, we could get into the hot category, and well, this would be the first time for the season that we would see those 90-degree readings. Also, looking towards the end of next week and into next weekend, if we can't get that storm system to develop, take control, deliver more rain showers to our area, then we'll see another visit to those hotter temperatures. Montrose, same scenario. We're looking at consistent temperatures close to the averages. We'll take a dip on Tuesday briefly. I still think we're going to be dry on Tuesday, but something to watch because it'll be our next opportunity.